calling you a radical. As you know, I've worked so hard on this. I've been screaming around, and I've told these guys I will not let up on you. I will turn this into a mega national story. The best player who ever played at this football at this year very well could be. You know, I say it's Rashid Shaheed, but before Rashid it was Trevyn. And I can make a case that it is still to this day Trevyn Smith. So Trevyn Smith, who played here in 6, 7, 8, 9, who holds every record the school ever had. I mean, the touchdown, 50 touchdowns, 50. You heard me right, 50. 6,400 and some odd yards. I think it's over close to 5,000 rushing. No one's even in the neighborhood. And that's saying a lot. I watched Mr. Owens play here in the 60s. You know, I watched Lee White, but as far as running back goes, Josh Davis, not even come close to Trevyn Smith. No one comes close to Trevyn Smith. So, I want his name here. So I did the play-by-play in all those years when Trevyn was here. That's a game-worn jersey, by the way. I got to tell this story real quick about him. So, he was an animal. He was a beast. I used to tell him all the time, his running style reminded me of Jim Brown, and I'm not kidding. I was dead positive he was going to be an NFL superstar. I'd never seen anything like it. He played for McBride here. Joel Hancock, my neighbor, was quarterback here, and then Brock Hadley, my other neighbor. But it was all Trevyn Smith, and I mean all. 50 touchdowns. You heard me right. 50. 50 touchdowns. So, 50. So I go back to that 2008 season. He went crazy. His junior year. You know, he's a local. You know, he played at Springville High School when he was heavily recruited. McBride talked him into coming here. McBride rode him. And I mean, rode him. And this is before we had concussion protocol. I used to talk to him after the game. I could tell at times that I felt like he was in full blown out concussion. And I was dead sure he was going to be an NFL superstar. Why he was not? Well, Deion Sanders says it better than anyone. Deion Sanders is all over. If you don't believe that's not true, you don't know. Let's walk up here to Rashid Shaheed row. Of course, that'll be 22 on the other side. Deion Sanders says the NFL is colluding against schools like this so they can steal them. Well, you get Rashid Shaheed for $200,000? Are you kidding? So, I've been going psycho about this. The night that they retired or put McBride in there, and I had it out. I was done with him. I says, you mean to tell me you're putting McBride in and not Trevyn Smith? How long? I mean, just gone psycho. I says, what's the matter with you people? You know, he was beat to death in a jail cell on 4th of July. He was at the homeless shelter in downtown Rio. You been down there? Have you been at that place? Have you been there? Whoa, 4 kids. Local Utah, contemporary Utah. He ran just like Jim Brown. There's no doubt in my mind he was going to be an NFL mega superstar. I think he thought it too. How could, I mean, he was Cooper Kupp before there was Cooper Kupp. You know? So the 4 years that he played here, the 2008 year, he goes crazy. He sets every single record in the history of this level of football. I mean, I watched him. You couldn't, I mean, I think he went about 215, 220, kind of solid muscle. You know? 5'9", 5'10". Oh, you should have seen him. He would just, I mean, like I said, he was Jim Brown. These guys didn't want no part. Every single defensive coordinator, every single defensive player, every single person knew he was getting the ball, and he was getting the ball every time. He would just, even if they got their head in there, it'd blow them up. It'd run right over the top of them. In college football, you always have those players that they put in the inside the 10 or inside the 15, and then your other running backs. Oh, not him. he would run for speed up and down the end. Well, he had, I believe, 1,600 yards receiving and how many touchdowns? He would just annihilate you. Never have I seen a player like that. Tell Rashid, you know, the track, I was talking to my grandsons, because football, do not kid yourself. College football is a brutal, vicious, violent game. But speaking of that, two of our running backs here this year, Schultz Thomas, who's excellent, who wears number 25. He's out for the year. ACL gone. We have this Major Gibbons who reminds me of Rashid. He's a sprinter from San Diego. He hurt his knee, but it's not as bad as he said. He told me the other day. He reminds me of Rashid Shaheed's path a lot. Sprinter from San Diego. You know, well, Rashid's back today, so you know. So as we know, I called him Lightning. You know, I call him the new Bob Hayes. But Trevyn Smith, so I'm in Brad Mortensen's ear constantly. I'm like, yeah, I'm not letting up. I'm not. I'll turn this into the biggest. I'll throw this program so far. I mean, I am not. I am relentless. So I get the word yesterday. I saw Brad a couple days ago, and no, Kevin, what is it you want? I told you what I want. Number one, I want Trevyn Smith. I want his name right there. Jamie Martin? I mean, Jamie Martin was a good player, don't get me wrong, but he was no Trevyn Smith. He was no Lee White. He was no Scott Shields. You know, I worked for Dr. Hanley. When we tried to kill this program in '94, Dr. Hanley was an All-American football player here, and Dr. Hanley died from brain injuries. I spoke at his wake. You know, he tried to call it a snowball chance in hell turning this, but, you know, McBride came here for those 4 years, and McBride just rode him. Did they know he had issues? Well, in his senior year, I did the play-by-play. You know, there's the radio tower right there. And season starts next Thursday here. So, what a project. This corrupt, nasty field that everybody played on, got put in 2011, finally tore out. So, his senior year, I mean, he's the All-American. He's the greatest running back, maybe in the history of the Big Sky, no doubt. His senior year, all the experts, and you could see he was starting to have issues. You could see, I would talk to him. And not Fawn McKay Brody. Fawn McKay Brody's relative, Dr. McKay, that literature, I love her. The old retired, she came to me one day. I was standing right over there where those guys are at. She saw I wear this jersey. It's a game worn Trevyn Smith that they were going to throw away. Just give me that. Game worn by him. She says, is that what I think it is? Trevyn Smith, game worn? Yeah. Just the greatest football player to ever play here. She says, you know, he was in my literature class. He used to write the most beautiful poetry ever. I says, yeah, he was a gem, man. I should talk to him. But there's certain athletes and certain players. I've been around for a long, long time. I come from this family of these incredible superior athletes. I mean, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, you know. Just there's certain athletes you just walk up, they have this aura about them. They have this thing about them. You can't even describe it. You know, Rashid, I knew right off the get. They have one now right here named Winston Reed. Trevyn Smith, the first time I talked to him, whatever, you know, you're like, should I wear a football helmet to have a conversation with this guy? This guy was intense, but yet logical, yet intense. But he would come right up to me, you know, because I talked to these guys like, not like some sports reporter, yeah, blah, 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 and this posture groom bullshit. I talked to him like a person to a person. You know, like an athlete would talk to another athlete. Like a normal person would talk to a normal, you know, how the fuck you doing, blah, blah, blah. This is football. This is fucking football. This sport is intense as fuck. My two grandsons are phenomenal athletes that they are. They played, you know, for the league last year, and it was such a horrible experience, whatever, and they're I'm trying to nudge them towards track. You know, and I'm like, well, Rashid was a tracker. What? As soon as you say Rashid did it, then they're interested. You know, world-class track. Josh Davis is the only guy that I even seen could even come close to keeping up with Rashid. Nobody could keep up with him when he played here. Nobody. So what I have told, I've been in Brad Morrison's face. He's an ex, you know, and I like Brad a lot. I can't stand the Border Regions. Realize they're pathetic as what this corrupt ass thing. But Jay Hill turned this Titanic around. It's not corrupt anymore. Well, what do you want, Kev? How come he's not in the Hall of Fame? So they announced yesterday, and that's Kevin Blanch's doings. I'll guarantee you that. And I want a mental health awareness for players. The NCAA foots the bill. The NCAA just loots and robs and steals. But as soon as the career's over, where was Weber State? Where was, I mean, they paraded him, yay, when he was playing here after his career's over. Bye, see you. And I know he thought he was going to play in the NFL. Everybody did. And it's just over. You're this mega, and it's just over. These guys don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. He was obviously had issues from the brain, you know, self-medicating. Picked him up on some bullshit once, and I'm telling you, you don't want to mess with this dude. This dude was one of those. So they tried him. Some cops, some jailers. I'd imagine it took freaking probably a dozen of them. Oh, this dude was so intense. You could just feel his aura around you, you know. And I did 60 push-ups right there on my 60th. I mean, I've had open heart surgery twice, but I'm a physical beast, you know. And when I would get around him, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. It used to blow my mind. He was this superior, incredible athlete like I'd never, ever seen. Like I said, he ran like Jim Brown. He holds every single record this freaking school ever, and this is a long, historic program. Do I think he's the greatest player in the history of this school? Most likely, him and Rashid Shaheed. You know, just look at his numbers. His numbers blow my mind. So they announced it yesterday. It's a big step. You know, the Mariner Eccles Foundation still exists. It's been stole and taken to the University of Utah. He's ours. You know, and up to Park City. Bring him home. He left it for mental health awareness. You know, for addiction problems. He was a handful. They tried to bring him back as a coach. But here you are, the superiors. He knew he was a superior athlete. You know, obviously headed to the NFL. He would have been a superstar in the NFL. But again, like Deion Sanders says, they collude. Game worn jersey. I am thrilled. I can't tell. My phone just, everybody calling off the hook yesterday. Blanche, did you see it? You got it. You got it. You got it. Oh, nice. Nice. So, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled. It's good karma on this school. When they did that with, you know, Chernus was a great back, but when they put Chernus and McBride in and not him during halftime of one of the games, I went psycho. That's it. I told Jay Hill, I didn't do it, Blanche. I said, I know that. But they're throwing such karma on themselves, and they lost the heartbreaking freaking game. Knocked them out. I wonder why. That's fucking such bad karma. Where is the hell? The NCAA, those fuckheads. Fuck the NCAA. Where's the NCAA? With Trevyn Smith. They sure extorted him and, you know, made gods and gods of money. Same with Weber State. Where were they when he became mentally distraught and homeless? Where were they? Where were they? There's Winston Reed right there. Beast. Beast. So, it's going to be an exciting year. They're loaded. They're good. By the way, Schultz Thomas wears 25, and I had a talk with him about this the other day. And he's like, I didn't even know that story. Beat to death in a jail cell on the 4th of July. The incredible. I mean, let's flip your soup can, Blanche. I do wear this jersey when I did the play-by-play. Me and Kev did them for 40 years, but they don't like, well, get rid of anything good. That's what they do around here. That's exactly what they do around here. Let's get over here on 5th. Don't fall down. New track, new field, nice field. Season starts Thursday. We always sit over there. The real fans sit over there. I used to talk to him all the time. I loved him. One of my favorite people ever. He didn't have much to say to a lot of different media or whatever, but he would me. He always freaking talked to me. Hey, Kev. He's always so nice to me. And I really liked him as a person also. You know, and he was a different bird, man. I never really met anyone quite like him. Never. But all he did was score touchdowns. He was a beast. Like I said, he ran like Jim Brown. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. He reminded me of Jim Brown. You know? He was fast. He was strong. And he would punch you in the face. Freaking if you come up and try to tackle him. You go talk to players who used to play against him. I'll guarantee you he put a lot of people in the concussion protocol if they didn't have it then. Yeah, he was incredible. So I'm thrilled. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for doing this. It's a step in the right direction, but it's the beginning. We'll take it. We got a long ways to go, Farm McKay Brody. We got a ways to go, right? The game warmer. Greatest player in the history of this school? Very well could be. You know, I say it's Rashid Shaheed, but I could make a case for it being him. I mean, his numbers alone, 4-time All-American. What happened to him? I remember when I found out the day I was walking upside the road and my car broke down. I was coming up to do the play-by-play for the Lillard alumni, and I'm like, what? I saw the standard laying on the side of the road. What? Holy shit! I didn't know. I didn't cry. I was angry. I was pissed. How can the NCAA, how can Weber State let this happen? You know? But do not kid yourself. The sport is violent. It is brutal. And these are beasts that play this game. Do not kid yourself. Ooh. And he was one of those. Ooh. Here comes the media now. Who's the media? I am. No panty painting. That's why they got rid of us at KWCR. They thought. Me and Manny Gonzalez went digital on them. Of course, they run that over. So, long video, important video. Incredible. Trevyn Smith. His story is so tragic. I mean, it's so important. International, national media should be all over it. Why not Weber State be the beacon light of mental health awareness for athletes, for, well, all students, for everybody, for the whole community? We should have a big flashing light on Harrison and Washington Boulevard that says, the Mary Eccles Foundation exists. Get the money. Quit stealing it and run it to Park City with all these mock-ups that aren't even related to him. It's not what he left it for. He left it here. You know, and put a big beacon light with a center. 24/7 mental health awareness. You got issues going on? We have counselors 24/7. Come here. We will help. We are going to help you. We're going to help you. You know? And it should be named the Trevyn Smith Center. The greatest player in the history of this school, look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. By the way, Rashid's back today. Carter Rashid. We love football, right? But we have to do better. We have to do better once football is over. You know, we can't just say, oh, bye, see ya, nice for coming out. Can't be that way. Can't be that way. Can't be that way.